Excuse the fan, but your girl came with a theory. Yes, I'm blessing y'all with 3 videos this weekend, whoever gives a shit. But, I just want to say this about pretty privilege. I keep hearing this conversation and this damn phrase. Y'all ran that shit in the ground. I think, like, it's to the point it's under Satan's balls. Like, I don't even think it's under Satan's balls. It's under the balls of his feet at this point. Not just the balls of his feet. Lil Nas X feet ain't even touching that shit. The stripper pole don't even end where this pretty privilege thing begins. You know, y'all like dragged it the fuck out. Yeah, ridiculous. Okay, like y'all killed it. There ain't no pretty privilege no more. Y'all killed the phrase. Y'all try to make it happen like fetch, and all we did was try to fetch a fuck to give. I don't freaking know how to describe it. I'm tired of this damn conversation. Bringing it up because like I keep seeing it everywhere. Oh my god, what is the obsession? But I understand people want to be desirable. So today we're going to talk about desirability. And I feel like a lot of people are mixing up pretty privilege with desirability. And how do I know this? I've been watching TikToks, very extensive research. Very, very reputable platform. Bunny ears around those quotes. Very reputable resource, okay? It's like up there with Google Scholar. That's sarcasm for those who didn't get it. Anyways, what I noticed with these pretty privileged videos, and this is in the YouTube sphere too, out of all the videos, I may not be the only one, because I don't believe there's no way I'm the only one with 7 billion people on Earth. Nah. I'm seeing a pattern here, and I noticed that, it's not pretty privilege I'm seeing. Like, I notice a lot of these people claiming pretty privilege. I know your mom thinks you're gorgeous. I don't blame her. That's her prerogative. I know your dad thinks you're the most beautiful woman on earth. Your best friends call you hot all the time. But as a stranger who has no emotional connection to you and can't fall in love with your aura and stuff, a lot of y'all claim this pretty privilege. God knows I'm finna go to hell for this one, but like, isn't me or y'all not pretty? Like, hold up. Whoa. Before y'all like send the frickin' chariot of fire for me. Okay, do not send it for me just yet. Please. But I noticed there's like a pattern where it's like, oh yeah, I got pretty privilege. I'm like, ma'am, you're blonde and skinny. I don't know if you're pretty, but like, oh, okay. Congratulations on free drinks and male attention. And whatever. So, I want to talk about how people seem to be conflating pretty privilege with desirability, and like very few people define privilege, like actually make it to pretty privilege. I feel like a lot of people who are saying they have pretty privilege don't have it, but they're more so desirable regardless. And I want to bring this up because I feel like this obsession with pretty has gone beyond. Like, look, man, like people want to die out here risking themselves. We have a whole BBL epidemic. Y'all worried about damn COVID, and we got the BBLs out here, the BBL girls, the Brazilian booty lifts out here wheelchairing up in the airport, rolling in the deep like Adele, okay? It's been real out here. So, I feel like people are conflating pretty privilege with desirability. And I think this should be more of a positive for people. This should not bring you down. This should show that you do not have to be pretty to be a desirable person, unlike what the media is telling you. That should be your sign. You know, all these people who claim they have pretty privilege, that should be your hope right there. It's like, you don't have to necessarily be pretty. You just have to be desirable. And I think desirability is the big umbrella. And pretty privilege is just one of the rain droplets that got underneath it. So I'm gonna break down everything in this video, make it as shorter as long as possible. Let me know if you guys want me to like do this. This is not scientifically based. I did not do any research. This is just me observing and just me on a soapbox talking absolute shit. But it's a theory, guys, and I hypothesize that pretty privilege is rarer than we think, and a lot of us have a chance of being desirable more than pretty. Hear me out. The boom. Play the elevator music. Okay, here we are. In my opinion, here's what pretty privilege is. Well, not in my opinion. We know what it is. But what I will say is this. Pretty privilege is rare. And from my observation, pretty privilege is something that sticks with you regardless. Okay? I see a lot of people think they have pretty privilege when they dress up. But, like, pretty privilege does not end at does not start and end at male desire. It is more than that. Doesn't start and end at wigs and makeup. Like, in my opinion, if you have pretty privilege, you would know you have it because you go out in freaking sweats and shit and you're still fine. Okay? You know who got pretty privilege? Adriana Lima. You could shave your head bald and you're still a fine apple. You could shave your eyebrows. You could have done fight with Nair in the shower, y'all. They had physical fight, fisticuffs, knucking bucks, and you still wake up fine, lashes gone, and you're fine. Okay? Very few people hit that limit. When I think of pretty privilege, here's a woman I think of who are pretty regardless. Okay? Like, even if they came out with sweats, you would notice them as beautiful women. I'm thinking Adriana Lima, Jasmine Sanders, Anouk Yai, Naomi Campbell, Jessica White. Like, these are the women I think have pretty privilege. Because even when they look like bums, they look great. Even young Mila Kunis is another example. Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn got a whole acting career because she's attractive. They didn't even know the girl could act. She just sat at a cafe in France. It was like, okay, she's cute. Let's give her a career. That's pretty privilege. And that is not something you could turn on and off. It's like, I knew people with actual pretty privilege, and they're very rare. Like, the amount of people who I think have pretty privilege, I could count them on one hand, and I've been on this planet at least, like, 20-something years, y'all. I could count them on one hand. It's like, wherever they go, and it doesn't stop at the male gaze. It's like, people treat you better. They offer you jobs. They approach you more. Sometimes they offer you free stuff or they give you discounts. You know, and this happens everywhere. Like, there's a difference between being desirable and you happen to get a free drink that day, and then, like, everywhere you go, everyone's like, oh my god. Okay, there's a huge difference. I'm gonna piss a lot of the girls off because, like, I know a lot of y'all thought y'all was cute. You're entitled to your opinion. We don't always agree, though. You're gonna have to get over it. Oops. Get over it. Get over it, babe. So when I think of pretty privilege, like, that's who I think about. Like, women who would be offered modeling contracts on face alone, even if you don't know their body. You know, like, women whose face shine. And I know it goes towards male, but since I'm a female, like, I'm speaking about women only in this case. And this extends to trans women, too, because there are gorgeous trans women who were, like, gorgeous cis men prior to. And, yeah, like regardless of what you do, man, you're just cute. Like that's just your face. And I believe like if you have to have a certain hairstyle in order to be pretty, you're not necessarily pretty. However, this is where desirability comes in. Stay tuned. So when I think of desirability, the umbrella of desirability, I feel like under the umbrella of desirability is pretty privilege, charisma, um, I would say proximity to whiteness as well, based on like Western ideals. It's not the same with other countries, I noticed. So again, pretty privilege, charisma, proximity to whiteness, fitness, and health. I would add under desirability as well. A lot of people are desirable because they're healthier, especially with the obesity rate rising up and people are becoming more overweight over time. You stand out more when you're fit. You know, you stand out more when you're fit, you stand out more when you're healthy, and you look better. Like, for people who've taken 8 hours of sleep, you know, like, just measure yourself. Like, the times you got 4 hours of sleep every night, just small stuff like that, like 4 hours of sleep every night, and then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna make more time to get more sleep. You could see the difference in how you are, in your happiness. So since I broke that down, let's start with health and fitness. Healthy body, healthy mind, great results. Now, you may not necessarily be cute, but you get your health right and stuff, and you like a healthy person, you're bound to attract somebody. Okay? And like, you could be overweight and still attract somebody, don't get me wrong. But like, the healthier you are and the more fit you are, more people will be attracted to you. You increase your chances. You know, like, you're showing your true body shape, whether you're an apple shape, hourglass. By the way, most women are not hourglass. No, your mom said you were one. You're probably not. It's okay. There's plenty of shapes you could be. There's not only one shape, darling, and we'll still freaking love you. Okay, there's a lot of hot ass triangles out here that make Egyptian pyramids go to shame. Like, Finks who? Fuck that. Okay. So, regardless of like what your body shape is, if you're fit and doing what you can to be fit, for people who are able to do it, and this is excluding like health crisis. I know some people have hormonal issues that cause them to age differently and gain weight. I'm not talking about you. I don't have solutions for that. You may have to look for other YouTubers who can provide that, who have done the actual research. I have not. I just, look, I'm a chick just minding my damn business until I'm not minding my damn business. I ain't got no research creds out here. These are just observations again. But I'm talking about the average person who can do something about their lives. Yeah, like, the more fit you are, the more desirable you will be. How many times we seen these glow up videos? We're like, glow up videos. And really, all the people did was lose weight and discover, wow, mascara does not go here. It goes there. Who knew? Okay. How many videos we've seen of those? So that covers like fitness under the umbrella of desirability, proximity to whiteness. If you haven't noticed, even in low income neighborhoods where people of color thrive, like, I've seen Black and Asian businesses, like, this is crazy to me. Black and Asian businesses on the outside have white ads, yet no white people live in the neighborhood. I'm like, alright, man. You could at least, girl, you could have put a BTS or freaking Destiny's Child, but no. Y'all got freaking Laura from the suburbs with a French tip ad on your damn window. Ma'am, this makes no sense. She don't look like any of us. Why she here? Okay. Aside from that little rant, yeah, I would add proximity to whiteness because of the influence of white ideals in being a look. Like, you open your textbook, really think about it. Like, it is so deep into our culture, y'all. You look for any freaking product out here, unless like it's wigs or some shit, it's a white lady. You know, it's like, okay, I'm getting deodorant, and you see a happy blonde white woman rubbing her arm with a crystal stone. You like, well, what the this has to do with the ad? And then like the algorithm pushes white faces. A lot of the technology we have is geared towards white skin. So the default human being is white, and then you either deviate further from that or you deviate, but you're still kind of close. So that's where I add proximity to whiteness as well, because I noticed like with these pretty privileged videos, what a lot of them have in common is that they were full of white women. But when I saw the videos that said, tell me you don't have pretty privilege, I saw a bunch of women of color. And this is ranging from well, Latinx is not a race, it's a culture. But people like Taino, indigenous descent, black people, Asian people, you know, being called ugly by the people around them when there's absolutely nothing wrong with them, while the white ones are being called like beautiful and having their needs supplied. And I said, okay, I see a pattern here. And I think proximity to whiteness is under desirability, and that is also, I would say that is more societal compared to like fitness. Fitness, in my opinion, it seems more biological. You want healthy offspring and you want a healthy partner. Understandable. As for proximity to whiteness, that is more so nurture as opposed to nature. Now, I'm going to move on to charisma. And there's probably more droplets under the umbrella. These are just things I came up with on the fly, y'all. Like, I'm just talking shit. But charisma as well. Like, how many people, you know, light up a room and, like, when you really sit down and, like, look at them in the face, they aren't particularly attractive. But goddamn, when they open their mouth and just the aura they give off. And I'm talking about people who are, I'm talking to my neurotypicals here, because we notice this more, because I feel like we could be, it's easier to convince us, you know, that you're attractive through character than like face, unless like you're so drastically ugly, it's like God help you. And even then, like, things can be improved. But charisma has really saved a lot of people. It's crazy how like you showing people that they are important, that you think they are important, makes them more attracted to you. And I've done this as well. You know, like, I'm not a particularly pretty woman. Matter of fact, I'm not pretty at all. Let me not lie out here in these YouTube streets. Y'all ain't even gotta see my face. I ain't even gotta lie. To be honest, I coulda lied. Like, y'all don't see my face. I come in like, so I'm like a 9 with an hourglass figure, and I'm great, but no. No, babe. I'm not cute. I'm not. Okay. And that's fine, but like, I have managed to attract people due to my characteristics making me seem more attractive than I am, because of the way I treat them and the way like I treat people who are important. That they're important and their wants matter and like their opinions matter. It's crazy how like you attract people that way as well. Being outgoing and not being intimidated by them. So, like I said from the beginning, I feel like a lot of us are conflating pretty privilege with desirability. A lot of you are desirable. Oh yeah, I'm gonna add one more thing under that umbrella. Style. Now, you don't have to be fit to have good style. It's about how you wear and shroud yourself with clothes strategically to show your best self. When I think of great style, I think of plus size models. Philomena Powell is one woman I think of. Well, it helps that she's like gorgeous in the face, if it's one thing, that woman is a great dresser. And even when she was like heavier, I think she gave birth to a kid like last year. I'm trying to remember. Like she was pregnant, but even when she was heavier, like never did she ever have a bad outfit. Like this girl knows how to color coordinate, which colors go best with her dark skin. She knows how to style her hair to fit her face. And I think people underestimate style. And I'm saying this as someone with like an overweight friend. Like I have a friend who would be considered obese, but like she rocks clothes better than me. Like even down to crop tops. Like I'm slightly overweight right now. I'm working to get it off. Like I may do a weight loss journey thing on here one day. But like I cannot wear a crop top the way she does, because like I look bulgy because of my body shape and the way my stomach sits, and she's heavier than me, but she rocks a crop top better than I do, and I'm the slimmer one out of both of us. So style also assists in that, like how you wear your clothes to shroud your body, you know, and your style could be better than someone who's skinnier than you. There are a lot of skinny girls out here who don't know how to dress. Like just cause you skinny, baby, don't mean the outfit is yours. Put it back. Okay, please put it back. It's not for your shape. It makes you look weird. Same thing with hourglass. Like some hourglass figure women wear clothes that don't look flattering at all. And my desirability as someone who's like average looking, I'm not a pretty woman at all. But my desirability increased based on how I styled my clothes. You know, how I styled my clothes and like how I started being more open and smiling with people. So this is just to say, at the end of the day, pretty privilege is not the end all be all. Very few people have it, but there are ways you could coordinate yourself, be attractive. Not everyone is pretty, but a lot of us, majority of us, I think, have a chance of being attractive. We have a chance of being attractive. Now, will you attract everyone like everyone or most people like a pretty privileged person would? No. No, don't expect it. Matter of fact, you could be as pretty as can be, and you still won't attract everyone. Period. But do the best. Do the best you can in this world. Do the absolute best you can within your parameters, which things you can control. And this goes for burn victims. I know some burn victims who dress better than me, y'all. Like scars and all. You know, eyebrows gone and all. Dress better than me, style themselves better than me, and like they're more desirable. And you don't have to be beautiful to be desirable. And I think that's what we need to get out of our heads. Like there's this obsession with pretty. We can't all look like Madison Bear, baby. We cannot all look like Ducky Thought. We cannot all look like these women. We cannot all look like Jasmine Sanders. No, we can't. Can't all look like Ashley Graham in the face. Like I could go on and on. Angelina Jolie. We could go on and on about the list of pretty women. We can't. And these are just the famous ones. I would add Anna Diop to that list. There's a lot of women I would add to that list. But if you can't be them, why does it matter? You know, if you can't be pretty, like that should not stop you. And I want people to know that, like, because half the time, a lot of the people who want pretty privilege, which I notice, is just to be the center of the room. You know, they want it to be about them. It's never like for any other purpose other than to be the it person. And sometimes you gotta be cool with not being an it person, but being your best version of it is what I would say. Like being your own it person, whether you're a boy or a girl, whether you're trans, non-binary, cis, you know, like being it for yourself. being your best you can be, being your best you. That should be your concern, not things you can't control. And please share this to any teenagers you know, because like I thought when I was in high school this shit was bad, because like the obsession with pretty and Instagram was when we started. That was my generation, but now I'm just like, oh my god, the girls don't have a chance. Like I already know, like freaking 9, 10-year-olds already insecure and they look absolutely fine and they hate the way they look, and it's sad. It is sad and it's terrifying when a 9-year-old's just like, I want a nose job. Like, baby, what? You know, where people can't look normal, it's like we have to look gorgeous. Why is that? Like, why did we ingrain ourselves with such toxicity? And why did we normalize it? So that was my thing on the soapbox. Don't forget, you don't have to have pretty privilege to live your best life out here. You could be desirable. There's plenty of attractive people. I know a guy with frickin' 11 fingers is not the most handsome, and goddamn, like ever since he stopped caring and pining over people and like begging them to love him. You know, this dude got 11 fingers and not best looking face, and he stutters like a motherfucker. But damn, does like girls want to be on his D? Okay, like want to be on his D, like his whole 11 finger ass. Like they don't care, and he's not even handsome, and it's because like there's ways to be desirable and attractive without being pretty. You know, accept the fact you're not pretty. It's okay. You're not finna die out here. But being not pretty is not a crime. Let me know when people are getting arrested for that shit, because a lot of us would be screwed. Majority of us would be screwed. That's why we praise beauty so damn much, because it's so rare. Because we would be screwed as hell. Okay? So, I would say let it go. And live your life. You're not gonna be pretty. It's okay. It's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing to not be cute, y'all. It's not a bad thing. Our grandparents did. Like, you could feel whatever way you feel about your grandma or whatever. I can be like, grandma was beautiful, and your dad's like, wow, she was beautiful. And then you see a photo and you're like, well, what in the poop? Why y'all lie? Okay? Like, she was okay. She could dress, but she wasn't beautiful, and that's fine. For anyone who, like, wants to test out the grandma theory, I think, BuzzFeed did an article, like, years ago. This was so long ago. Oh my god. I'm so old. I'm not old. But it was so long ago where they did, like, asking users what their grandparents look like and what their photos look like. And out of all the grandparents, man, like, majority of them were average looking. You know, I don't think I saw... Also, like, ugly is very rare. Like, all you people who are using the word ugly to describe yourself, you're probably not flipping ugly. That is so rare. Like, objectively ugly, no. Sometimes you're surrounded by assholes who hate themselves and just have big mouths. And the way to go and deal with them is just be like, yeah, go fuck yourself. No one cares. I'm gonna do a video on that another day. So many things I want to do a video on. But, like, as I look back on those photos, those grandparent photos, a lot of those people, plain Janes, y'all, living life. I think a lot of us need to go outside and touch some freaking grass. Like, look at the couples. Look at the couples out here. Even people participate in polyamory, not just attracting one person. I'm talking about people attracting multiple people. Multiple people. Average looking like you. Don't sell yourself short because you don't have this pretty privilege. If you ain't get up and make something about yourself, and like pretty privilege stops at like a certain time too. Like what are you gonna do? Sometimes with this pretty privilege, like, oh man, I could go on and on for days. But sometimes with this pretty privilege thing, like, it depends. Are you the prettiest in the room right now? And what happens when someone prettier than you comes. Like, some of your pretty privilege that some of you guys claim you have, it's because you just look the best looking where you are at this moment. There were times where I was better looking than some of my friends. But when my better looking friend came along, man, fuck that shit. like you gotta get over it. Like, some of the things you call pretty privilege is based on relation to who we're next to and who we're standing by, and not necessarily because we look attractive, but just we happen to look more attractive than a person who's in the room with us. And that suddenly changes when someone else who fits under that umbrella gets in the room. Yeah, and what are you gonna do then? Are you gonna hate yourself because you're not as attractive as that person? And that person can be attractive for various reasons, like the ones I stated under the desirability umbrella. Like, what are you gonna do? Or are you supposed to, like, hate yourself? That makes no sense. Treat yourself nicely, please. Like, I'm tired of the TikTok girls out here crying, I don't have pretty privilege. Most of us don't. Your mama didn't freaking have it. She may lie and say the boys were all over me. No. Also, like, men wanting you doesn't necessarily mean that you're pretty. That's another one. I'm gonna piss a lot of people off with that one. Like, men wanting to sleep with you does not necessarily mean you're hot either. There's a lot of women who aren't necessarily pretty, are a mess, but they're so open and, like, don't care. Take themselves seriously. Like, it's a turn on for men. So I am now jumping off the soapbox. Hope I don't break my feet on the way down. Thank you if you made it this far. And I want to hear your thoughts. And stay rambling, y'all. Bye.